Hello again, and welcome to another game of the Living World of Darkness, Changeling the Dreaming 20th Anniversary Edition. Today, Alice has requested the presence of some compatriots from Brooklyn to discuss with them plans and thoughts on a proposed Fae-Way system that would cross the city. Bringing them in, each of them has their own expertise that she feels she can draw upon, and due to the fact that she cannot leave the barony of Queens, she has invited them to the baronial freehold where they could have a discussion. Currently, she is waiting near the front entrance right now, her hands clasped behind her back, looking for all the world like a J-pop princess that she is, in a white dress with gold sparkles and filigree, and is just patiently kind of rocking back and forth in her heels.
William arrives before Amber. He is. He comes with his motorcycle. He stops his motorcycle and he stops, gets on his feet, and he just looks and says, "I think this is the place." Oh yeah, this is the place. Okay. Oh, hello, Alice.
She nods and kind of nods her head towards the inside, still rocking back and forth.
He nods. Anything else? Any other problems?
No, no problems, just waiting on Amber out here, looking
Mm,
like a cream pump.
let's let's wait for her. I guess you invited us both, not just me. I think, right?
Yeah, if you'd like to wait out here, that's fine. Just waiting, she says with a
Okay.
shrug.
He nods and he starts waiting.
It's gonna be a couple minutes. But if you want to skip past those, significantly later than probably should be arriving is Amber, and she's wearing a sort of uncharacteristic pink dress. It looks almost too small for her, but not in a sexy way, and I got this a couple years ago and just haven't gotten a new one way. Um, and she's carrying her usual oversized purse with a bag that looks like it's holding some sort of if it's not alcohol, it's some sort of alcohol shaped beverage. And she looks visibly. I don't know how much Alice probably knows a whole lot about makeup. I don't know how much William does, but it looks like from far away, like she looks surprisingly normal. But when you get up close, you see there's probably a pound of makeup on her face. Almost like a sort of stage level makeup because to hide the fact that she's not getting a lot of sleep. And maybe to hide some other stuff. It looks like she just has full coverage foundation, almost just like down her neck. Like Alice could probably tell it's overboard for William. It might take a second because he's not as familiar, or at least
Yeah,
he might be familiar with makeup. I don't actually know, but I'm assuming he's
he
not.
he isn't. When you say about war makeup, he will be in his will be in his place, but not this.
Mm-hmm.
Not a war mask.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, it is of a sort.
Okay. Um, William kind of sees Amber, and he raises he smiles. And he knows that she having crazy bad sleeps like everyone. So he'll try to be a good boyfriend and try to be like I'm here kind of smile. I'm supporting you kind of smile. Welcome.
Am I late? I'm so sorry. Hi, sweetie. I was late because I was out grocery shopping because I was gonna make you dinner. I wasn't with my friends like you asked. I am. Everything is okay. How are you?
So like William sees and hears this, and he just thinks like, ah, she's being a puka. And he laughs. Ah, good job, hon. You did well. And like smiles.
And she like breathes like a sigh of relief almost, and then she goes up to him and kisses him on the cheek, sort of like super sweet.
Hmm. Um, he turns to Alice. Like that like he gives that smile of yeah, you like Amber's being a puka. that kind of smile.
Alice literally just kind of waves her hands slowly.
And
Hi.
yeah, Amber waves back and is like, hey.
Um, we should probably step inside before we start talking, she says, um, motioning towards the steps.
William is like, okay, yeah, let's go inside. Is Baroness inside? As like William asks, like with a smile. You
Um,
know,
she's off on business. This is where I spend most of my days, she says as they start walking through the main entrance.
William nods.
Amber had sort of pointedly waited for William to go in first and is following like directly behind him.
Like William kind of like also waited for Amber, and um, he's like, "Hun, why don't you go first?"
You want me to go first? I will go first. Here, let me hold the door for you.
Um, Hun, oh, okay. Um, William just like he doesn't understand what's going on, so he's like, oh, okay.
She goes
Like,
first,
still, maybe
opens the
she's
door, sort of very very attentive.
like he's thinking like maybe again she is being a puka, I guess. Um, waits for her, and then he goes after her. He's like goes wherever Alice goes because she invited us.
So, sorry for everything on such short notice. Things are kind of crazy. She's kind of looking back at them as she's walking. Um, it's been a long time, so how has everything been with you, Amber?
Oh, things have been lovely. I'm happy as a clam, as they say. I actually made you. Oh, sweetheart, I hope you don't mind. I took some of your bourbon to make something for Alice. I probably should have asked you first. I'm really sorry, but I thought, since she was inviting us over, we should be good guests, right?
Um,
Is that okay?
because Amber visibly looks like scared.
Because everything is at a +2 difficulty. Yes.
I'm gonna actually roll for it to see because
Botch.
William botched. God, no, that's not a botch, man. That's
No, I'm joking. I'm just saying you're gonna.
I have a
Okay.
fail.
2 successes for Minip sub. So she doesn't look scared. She looks more like eager. Her usual sort of eager to please self. Doesn't want to make anyone unhappy.
Okay. I am why I should be mad. Of course, it's completely okay.
Thank you. I knew you would understand. You're always so good to me. Alice, I brought you this, and she'll reach into the bag that is sort of wine bottle shaped, and hold out a one of those like fancy travel like Starbucks cups almost. It doesn't have a straw though, but like one of those where it's clear and it looks like there's some sort of probably alcoholic content in it. There are mint leaves
She's
on top.
grinning.
She'll hand it over.
She'll take it and thanks. What is it?
Well, it's William's favorite. It's a mint julep.
All right, I have to try it, she says, taking a sip.
It tastes very. I mean, I don't know how authentic an authentic mint julep can be, but tastes pretty good. It's also fairly strong.
Oh, see, is it really William's favorite?
It is not. It is not. William's favorite is beer, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. So Alice sees like William in a like he is trying to understand what's going on, but like he just doesn't. And she realizes like he is kind of bit getting worried maybe. Because it's obvious in his face William is not like he doesn't usually hide his feelings. Like he is worried. There's something weird. Like this is not she being a puka, he kinda understands. And he kind of like looks towards Amber, looks at Alice, looks at Amber again, and then he says like, Amber, hon, I would like to know, did you had a bad night's sleep yesterday?
Oh no, you just I was just a little startled when you woke up. We can always. I don't mind whenever you want. I was a little startled. Don't mind me.
William doesn't understand. Like he is looking like he doesn't understand.
Willpower. Even though she's not trying to gain willpower,
Yeah.
but still gain willpower.
Still a willpower. William just like says Amber, and he tries to understand what's going on, but it's very obvious from his face that he is not understanding anything, and he is actually getting more worried.
Did he just say her name?
He said like he just said Amber. That's all. Like
Oh, okay. She'll and he just looks. Does he look frustrated or does he just confused?
he's confused and maybe probably frustrated as well.
Okay. So she'll as soon as she sort of looks over to him and is like, "Yes, yes, darling. What do you like? I'll go out and get whatever you need."
Um, Alice, I think we shouldn't be in a freehold.
She looks around. Danger?
Yeah, I think so. As he looks like the Amber, like, um, hon, how about we go to a coffee shop and talk there?
Her
You hate
her
coffee
face sort
shops,
of
right?
her face sort of falls and she says, "Oh, if that's what you want, I can leave if you don't want me here. I'm sorry. I thought I should have asked you before I came.
No,
I'm
what? Why?
so stupid."
Not at all. As like William's kind of like voice gets like bit like how do I say? His voice shakes. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Um, no, not at all. And like probably Alice sees William like very how do I say? I'm not gonna say worried, but like he doesn't know what to do.
She's just standing there now, hands clasped behind her backs, with the delicious drink.
William will try to lead them towards like a closed coffee shop. And when they like, are they gonna like sit immediately, or is there gonna be more juju in our road there?
Mm. Alice is going, once they get into the shop, Alice is going to go to a booth for a seat because uh, she is still dressed as she would put it, like a cream puff. And it takes a seat in the thing, making sure that her outfit still looks neat.
It's New York. It's probably not the weirdest thing anyone on the street has seen at this point.
No, but she's okay with this for like a lot of things, but considering she's been
Sure.
wearing pretty much outfits like this all month ever since she decided to do something crazy and stay in Queens for a month because
Sure.
she's a artist and all, and so she has to do advertising now. But anyways, she's takes a seat, brushes out the white dress, looks at the other two. So here's better for discussion.
Can you like give me like 5 minutes, Alice? 5 minutes.
5 minutes? Sure.
Yes.
Take your time. I mean, I have this to keep me company, she says, sipping on her drink.
Mm-hmm. And he like looks at Amber and says like, 5 minutes, all I ask. Okay, I will just be right back.
Is he like asking her to come with him, or is he just going for 5 minutes?
He will just go and like get a newspaper and come back.
Oh, sure. She just nods and is like, of course, I'll keep a seat for you.
Thank you. And he runs like he runs. And gets a newspaper with like filled with discussions regarding tax. But like I think like he will be missing for 2 minutes, so like you guys can please go ahead and continue playing.
So for the part that I guess I don't need William for, she says as she's watching William run off. I have this plan, a proposal for a cross-barony subway system of sorts, using trods. I was hoping that you might have some input on it, some ideas about how to make it work, or issues that I need to address.
Oh well, that sounds like a wonderful idea. I don't know how much. I don't know a whole lot about all that. I don't know how much help I could be, but I'll certainly do what I can.
Well, you know about freeholds.
And she kind of like considers and is like, a little bit, but I really think William has a lot more know-how about that sort of thing.
All right. What about? So I'm going to wait till I have a finished proposal before I bring it to all the baronies officially. The irony is, everyone I'm bringing it to right now to get input happens to be on the Brooklyn Council. But what are your thoughts on whether or not Sam would go for such an idea? I mean, it's a rough outline. I don't have anything definitive yet.
Well, I remember bringing Sam, I guess, a similar proposal when everything sort of went down, when you wanted to offer something to me, and they seemed completely ready to jump into anything without asking any questions. They're not apprehensive in any way, and I of course told them, we should probably wait, and I should get some more information, and that's sort of where that then everything happened, and I couldn't really carry out that plan. So I hope they're just as receptive this time.
I must be getting really tired because I actually had difficulty parsing that. Sorry. Not enough sleep.
William comes back within like 5 different newspapers.
Why are you bringing newspapers? Those are pretty boring.
And he sits and like, I think, um, hey, and he just like makes like 2 minutes to Alice, like like just like makes the two with his hands, and he says, "Hey, Amber, hon, I need to read about this like economy stuff, but I don't understand it. Can you help me about this? Like, this is very important for me."
Oh, of course, darling. Just tell me what you want me to read to you.
Uh, not read it to me. Let's just read it together, okay? And like maybe we can talk about it a bit.
Okay.
And he shows like the most boring part about like how dollar is raising and how dollar is like doing this crazy stuff, which is extremely banal.
Sure, sure. As I feel like she reads the title and then she looks back sort of wide-eyed and like, honey, if you want to talk about how I'm going, to college and you're working, we can do that, in private. You don't need to embarrass me in front of our friends.
I'm not trying to embarrass you at all. My apologies. I just like let's just read a bit, okay? Like please, from me, just let's just read a bit, and I will actually like just 2 minutes, please.
Okay, but if I know you're really upset about it, and I promise as soon as I'm out, I'm gonna make a lot of money for us, and I'll be able to pay back all those loans, and you don't need to worry about a thing. All right?
Like Alice, you see like someone stabs William in the like chest, like that what it felt like because like he understands some stuff right now that Amber didn't tell him. Um, and he like really tries to hide from this from Amber, so I think I need to roll some stuff.
She's really only gonna be. She's only looking for signs of anger or frustration on him right now.
Mm-hmm.
So as long as he doesn't look angry or like about to make like if he makes a sudden movement, there's gonna be a reaction, but not like.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like she's not in her normal empathy stage right
Mm-hmm.
now. Her only empathy radar is focused on making sure he doesn't get angry.
Okay, he is not angry at all, and he just says like I that's not gonna happen. Be okay,
It's
promise.
it's not gonna happen.
I'm sure we will handle the everything. Every problem we see, we will handle that. I know. I'm sure.
You're right. You're so capable. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have questioned you.
Please, let's just read it, okay? It's gonna take 2 minutes or 3 minutes, please.
Of course, of course. And she'll pick up the newspaper and start reading it. And she's trying to. She might even like take out a pen to take notes on the side because he told her to read this and then summarize it for her. So that's what she's gonna do.
Um, so like when I did this, which was like because I instigate this, I roll for a glamour to not gain a banality for this.
Okay.
So, but like as the RST said in the past, like the more you do this banal stuff, you will come to yourself a bit. Like
Yes, but I need to roll glamour, right?
I
Yeah, you have to roll
don't
to see
know.
if you gain any banality. I don't know how those
I
banality
don't.
rolls work.
It's
Okay,
difficult
hold
to
on.
8 glamour roll.
Perm glamour diff 8. Okay. It's a fail. So is that a gain 1?
I think you gained one.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So as she's reading and taking notes, she kind of like grips at her stomach, almost like something is not sitting well with her, and then she winces and sort of grabs her head, like she's having a migraine.
And like William is like looking at her with like his eyes open, just to make sure like it's working.
uh, oh my god. Fuck. Ow. Ow, 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 ow.
You're all right.
I'm great. I'm awesome. Everything's so good. Ow.
Sorry.
no, it wasn't that. And she kind of like rolls her shoulders, and she was like, okay, it's a little bit that, but Jesus. And she kind of like moves to like massage herself and her arms, and probably wipes off some of the concealer that was hiding like bruises as she's doing so.
Um, Alice, I'm sorry. I apologize. I didn't mean to like cut the meeting or something like that. It's just he couldn't say anything. Like he can't he hesitates to say more. Like like I just and he hesitates.
Alice will glance at the bruise, glance up at Amber, and will quirk a brow.
She's still got her head in her hands, or like one hand over, sort of supporting her forehead, and sort of rubbing at herself with the other hand.
Amber is. Did someone hit you?
Yes, it was. It was a terrible. It was a terrible enemy. It was. I did great battle with in single combat with my floor. It was a fearsome foe. I barely got out with my life.
She will nod her head at that.
Why am I wearing this? I haven't worn this in years. And she kind of looks down at her dress and kind of like pulls at it to maybe cover up more of her legs.
William doesn't say anything. He thinks why she wears it, but he doesn't say anything. Just like it just looks. He looks pretty, sad.
Mm-hmm.
He says like, um, I just want to make sure if you can, should we continue or?
And she kind of like lifts her head and winces and is like, "Yeah, I'm sorry. I thought I am here. This yes,
You don't need to say. You don't need to say sorry. It's completely okay.
Right. We're in a coffee shop talking about this subway system, right?
Sorta. I mean, Fae-Way, but
Yeah.
it'd be between to bypass the subway system, which is so reliable in New York City.
Oh yes, yes. The most reliable of transportation. Can I just I'm gonna go grab some coffee and a water, and I'll be right back, and then we can talk about. And she sort of like gestures to both of them, like all of this. Need like 5 seconds.
William nods.
Run up, grab like dark roast coffee if they want to talk about anything while she's doing that. Go ahead.
William kind of looks at Alice and says, "One time I found someone who was like acting very weird and bleeding."
She holds up a finger. You know, I can make a guess.
Yeah. Sorry, I just didn't know what to do. He looks like pretty. He doesn't know what to do. It's very obvious. Like he doesn't even know what to say, and he says like, "I just wanted to help her immediately."
Just be there. Best thing you can do, I think.
No,
So, William, still okay with doing concert security?
yeah, should do that.
Good. I'm really glad. The only other one I know about is Hall, and I'm still having trouble getting in touch with him. But as soon as everything gets worked out there,
he's a hard guy to find, but I'm sure you will find him.
Well, he has a reputation for being one of the best nightmare slaying badasses in the city, so he was an obvious first pick. And I mean, not to say that you're not one of them, but word is that he has some serious, what's the word? Um, skills, I guess.
William kind of looks at Alice like he never heard Hole being a badass. He doesn't say anything. He's like, okay. I wonder who told you that Hole was a badass.
I keep my ear to the streets.
Okay. He smiles.
It should be relatively straightforward. I don't anticipate anything going wrong, but
So do I.
I'm no longer going to be the most effective person at my own concerts at fighting Nervosa.
Thank you. He just says like, thank you.
No, I'm better at than you. I just can't do anything on stage anymore. He says with a wicked grin.
Wrecked.
Like, yeah, sure.
Oh, you walked right into that one. The famous William Black walking into a social ambush. Just because I look like a cupcake doesn't mean I am a cupcake right now.
Oh, sister. Are you like different cupcake?
I'm what?
Are you a different cupcake?
No, I am.
You're
Yes,
like
William, I
salty
am a
cupcake?
vanilla cupcake with vanilla frosting and
No.
gold sprinkles.
You should be salty cupcake.
Oh, I am salty right now.
I'm sorry. Didn't mean to insult you.
The price of being a reckless, strange, eccentric artist is that you have to suffer for your art.
You did like actually sound like, I don't know, a satyr who's like, art is dead. Art is dead.
No, that's how I talk when I'm at like heavy metal concerts or some death metal or at one of those indie electronic scenes.
William is just making sure Amber is like around and okay, so he actually like tries to look if she's around, or did she just run away?
No, she looks like she's grabbing 2 cups of coffee and like one of those like empty plastic cups for water, and she'll bring over the coffees and be like, Mike, I got shit. No, this isn't. I got my coffee and I have an extra one. I guess force of habit if either of you wants it. It's just a latte with 2 pumps of caramel.
William won't take it, and like he will look at Alice. I know you like those stuff. Come on.
Alice looks between them, lets out a sigh, and takes it.
We were talking about the concert that Alice is going to have, and I will be the thing I do, protection guard.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, another concert. That's good. I missed the last one because of work, but if I know the schedule, I can see if Vivi can take my shift so I can actually go this time.
It should be fun, smaller affair, more focused on fostering dreams for the purpose of, feeding the hungry.
That sounds lovely.
Maybe I can actually make talk with the people in the political groups I see. I can actually make sure that you will gain some stuff out of this. Like, well, not you people. I mean, I'm sure you will gain. Oh, hopefully you will gain stuff out of this. But maybe we can do things for people as well.
Um, well, I need you focused on security because, again, I'm not going to be able to do much. But I've talked to Baroness Mariposa about things that she can do to help people out who are present. There is a big risk of nervosa, though. Something to do, I think, with the whole problems with Mara and Baku.
Yeah.
But don't worry, you won't have to cover the whole thing. I mean, if Hall agrees, then Hall can cover half, you can cover half, or if Hall has some advice that is going to be useful, I'm sure that the two of you will be able to handle it.
He nods. I'm sure as well. He's gonna be there as well, and maybe Amber's gonna be there. We all know Amber's a badass.
I mean, I was going to go around selling drinks if that's depending on the venue, but if Trevor might actually be able to help if both of us can get the night off.
Well, I mean, I gave Misha an approved vendor's pass if you don't have a problem
Oh, that'd be excellent.
with the fact that it's probably going to be alcohol free because even I'm underage.
I wouldn't dream of selling alcohol at your concert, Alice. And she says, making a mental note to not do that.
Ever.
Sounds good to me, she says, sliding something up, pulling out of her purse and sliding a pass across the table.
Excellent. She will take it.
And I mean, oh, that brings me back to the original topic, though, the Fae-Way system.
William listens.
So, this is a proposal I plan on bringing to the Count before bringing to the other barons, or baronesses, or governors, or insert whatever we need to here, because I don't know who's going to be taking the calls from what location at this point. But the idea being, we're going to be transit between the baronies is pretty difficult. I mean, all we have access to is the New York subway, cabs. I guess you could swim. Not the most efficient forms of transportation. But if we built freeholds as hubs within each of the baronies and governies, we could connect them with trods.
William listens. You want to have all of them have a connection between them.
Connection to one of the other hubs. That way, all you have to do is travel the trods, and you can make it between the baronies really quick.
This is a novel idea. I don't think I've heard anyone talk about transportation in such a way before, she says, sort of looking at William with a smile. Doesn't sound like our goals intersect at all.
Then doesn't say anything.
But my first concern, and I imagine the concern of at least I would hope the concern of the other barons would be how to prevent people from smuggling contraband through these trods or using them for nefarious purposes. Perhaps I know that's a problem with New York subway system. They're thinking of metal detectors, but it's a pretty old system and there are a lot of stations, so it's kind of hard to manage.
Well, first and foremost, I was thinking that every barony or governy that had access to one, it would be a separate freehold from anyone else's personal freeholds or from the governy baronial freehold for security reasons. Two, you'd have to station guards there, and we'd have to have checkpoints, I guess. 3, I was hoping that this would create an incentive to maybe hire out to some individuals to routinely clear the trods, as it were.
I personally like the idea, okay? For example, like I had an idea about like other places and in connection to other places. My only issue is that if we create this, we will have like individuals who basically we will make bit lazy. And as we just actually witnessed, if we stay in, if you're connected to the our other side, as he like means other side as framing policy, we are getting hurt, and this may actually cause for some individuals to balance both sides.
I was also going to ask how we prevent people from, I don't know, stealing balefires or trying to. I mean, maybe we want them to sleep in these places, but that's also a problem with the New York subway system is that there are people sleeping in it, and we can gain a lot from that. But if we have people who are routinely doing that and routinely sort of, I don't want to say leeching glamour, but how are we going to make some sort of system where it rotates? So no one gets all of it.
Why?
Well,
Oh, gone. Sorry.
I was in the baronies. That would be up to each individual barony or governey to determine. I mean, that's why I was hoping that it would be the leaders of each area putting forward their own glamour to create these structures. At which point in time, the governey or barony sets the rules. Whether it's because you have elected officials, she says, motioning at you guys, or a elected official, she says, motioning and then realizing she doesn't know which way Staten is, so she's kind of looking around, and then she just picks a random direction, like Staten. Or in Manhattan, where it'd be a council of knights with advisory from commoners. I don't know what they do in the Bronx. I know Mariposa makes most of the decisions here, so on and so forth. Even though I just apparently named everywhere, so she says, mentally counting the number of locations again in her head.
While I really think that this is a good idea, do you think this should be our priority? More freeholds is an amazing idea. But at the same time, having more commoner freeholds where, as you know, like nobles lives in their freeholds. Like it's not hard for a noble to just be like, I want to stay here for a while. It is hard for commoners, though. I'm not trying to make it like commoner noble differences. What I'm trying to say is I think we should have just different. Pardon, we should have more freeholds where people actually can reach the glamour because going around places isn't people's problem at the moment. It's the being unable to find glamour.
I don't see why both can't be done at the same time.
Yeah, that's true.
We're already working on constructing new freeholds in Manhattan, so I don't know. Again, I need to do some more liaison work with the Bronx. That kind of got put on hold because I'm here, except when it's well past reasonable hours to talk to other human beings.
Bronx has a bigger problem, which is, the frauds, dark ones, the ones that lead to nightmares.
Queens has a nervosa issue, and all of us are having to deal with nightmares in general, so I can understand why they haven't been very active in communications. but still.
Maybe.
We'd have to clear those trods out, or at least stop them before making new ones, right?
Yes, and I was trying, and I'm still working on it, getting together other people who would be interested in learning what I know about fighting nightmares, passing on what knowledge I have, and hopefully keeping everyone alive. But that's been a little bit more difficult than I was anticipating because of the Mara problems with balance.
Fucking bitch is trying her best to make our life worst.
Well, it is in her nature.
Yeah. Do we like? Are we okay with humans who are like whose nature is like YOLO solo killing people?
No, but that's why I'm also trying to look into the murders that are happening in Brooklyn and Manhattan. She says, rubbing her eyes. And
So do I. I talked with Charles today. He and I were communicating. There's two deaths in Manhattan, one in Brooklyn now.
yep, he told me the names of the clubs. I plan on going down there, investigating by myself and seeing if I can find anything.
William kind of looks. You want to come to a Brooklyn and make him do an investigation?
Well, I didn't want to impose since I know Brooklyn is uh,
You can
where
do an
you've
investigation
been.
together if you want to.
Sure, I mean, I have no problem.
Pardon?
I'm like totally down for it. So,
It's already in Manhattan and Brooklyn, which is, problem for both sides.
hmm
Let's make it official and, these, this way we can actually do the thing that we said we would, which is, cooperation.
um, I'll talk to Sam so that I can get official permission and he can pass it down to the council for vote. Then,
They can pass it down to the council.
You don't need to, like, uh, how do I say this? I don't think you need, like, we will reach you, don't worry. That's what he says. I will text you today.
all right, just I have to make sure Sam knows because of um county cross craziness. Part of the problem with what happened in Queens was I didn't talk to the Baroness Mariposa first about what I was doing, so I'd rather not get on Count Leon's bad side again.
And I heard it's a very big bad side.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be there for pretty much ever.
Amber opens her mouth, then closes it, and takes a sip of her coffee instead because she knows how William feels about Leon. So she's like, almost said a thing. And she was like, no, 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 no.
All the official stuff, being a Baroness, I shouldn't wander into other people's baronies and then walk into a club, and if something happens, then they would probably like to know that I was planning on doing something to begin with. And then there's the whole entire thing of, well, vetting people and all that insanity.
My friend, pardon, sister, I talked to Leon about this death stuff, okay? Leon told me, like, I basically asked him authorization to make an investigation. He said, all you need is to drop my name, tell the Barons, if you enter their territory, and basically, um, inform them there's an investigation going on. So Leon knows about this, and if you want, I can just tell him that like Alice wants to help as well.
Probably shouldn't mention I'm there at all. Something about being here. She says, pointing down at the ground. Just in case we have to stay overnight into morning. Because my days are supposed to be in Queens.
No, I understand, but I don't think he was gonna make it like very hard for you. You are helping an investigation.
Is there something we don't know?
What was the indefinite article he decided to put on the situation, which was until he saw fit for me to leave. So I've kind of been already pushing that by kind of sneaking out and doing investigations on my own at night.
Trust me, it's gonna be okay.
All
You
right.
sure you don't want to run it by people first?
No, we are gonna
there-
run it by people.
All right.
Like basically, I'm gonna tell him like, hey man, like she wants to help, and it's gonna be okay. She has been proving that she has been fine. I don't think he's gonna make it a problem, guys.
Except for the part where then I'm responsible for what everyone does around me.
Then, if you don't want to be responsible what everyone does around you, family can.
I want to help. I just don't want to. I don't know who you have in mind, and part of what I got in trouble for was what other people did while I was around.
We're just trying to investigate things.
I know. But William, you remember what Minerva used to say, right? Wherever I go, shit, she says, saying the word a little softer, happens.
Yeah, the same shit happens to me all the time as well. Wherever I go, like the last
Right.
time I went somewhere other than Rixon, I got stabbed 3 times. No,
Mhm.
Which
7
is just,
times.
I feel like it's just a good message to everyone that you shouldn't want to go to any other bar. Because if you
Exactly.
do, you'll get stabbed. Like it's just an easy message. Like, why would you even want to go to another bar?
I like that was a mistake that I paid with great like weirdness.
Yes, I know. And now it has sent a message to everyone else that, if you don't want to get stabbed, don't go to a different bar.
Exactly. But I don't want to sound like a dick when I say this, but like I think because of the situation you find yourself as a baroness, wherever you go, you will need to take responsibility if it's public, like that.
Mm-hmm.
If nobody knows, nobody knows. But
which is why I was hoping that we could tell Sam I was going, so Sam didn't go immediately running to Count Leon. And two, if we don't tell Count Leon, then I don't have to worry about if anything does happen, because everything always happens. Then if he didn't know I was there, less of a problem.
I have to say that you do realize we are actually earning our information from Charles, who serves Leon.
Yep, and you can completely take all the credit for anything that happens that I successfully or not successfully do. You can be like, solve it without me getting any credit at all, and I'd be okay with that.
William looks at Amber like he doesn't understand what she wants to do, but like what Alice wants to do, but like he looks like, am I the only one who feels this is weird?
Puka looks like they are understanding underlying meaning, so she'll sort of lean over to William and be like, in order to make sure no one knows that she was there at all.
Okay, I guess. If that's what you want, Alice, that's what you want.
I've caused a great deal of trouble, and I know exactly what happens when I start the pyrotechnics.
Yeah, the weird arts are bad. You're right.
Okay,
In public.
uh, if it's the only way to set fire to a nervosa,
Have you heard that the saying, the right of uh, ignorance is more important than your life?
then my life, yes. Then the lives of people who were going to be chewed up to bits, no. The right to life is more important.
That depends on noble to noble.
Oh, absolutely.
Not, like I don't know what kind of guy Leon is.
The right to ignorance being um, equal to the right of life. It's the quantity situation. Far fewer would have likely died if I had done nothing than if then would have their ignorance broken by what I did.
This is a weird gray area.
It
Let's
really
talk about
is.
freeholds.
Which is why I fully admit I deserve to be punished. I did what I thought was right, and there are consequences. And the consequences of what I did was I live in Queens. She says, smiling.
So when it comes to the this kind of stuff, the this freeholds and resetting a thing there. Are we gonna like working with Are we gonna like work in a way where how do I say this? God damn it. Basically, so the agreement that you wish to make is how about we work to create more freeholds, and that way we will just have more freeholds and more places where we can move. Is that correct? Did I understand correctly?
For that, we're going to need a minimum of 5 freeholds, new ones.
5 freeholds in every barony
No, well,
and
1
states.
new freehold in every barony. And we were going to. I was thinking we could try to connect all of those freeholds together.
Okay, that's what you want, and you want them to be like what was the name of that thing? You want them to be like the places in like House Duran.
I wasn't
Are
going
they
to
all
bring up
connected?
Charles, but that was one of his goals in giving House Duran all these freeholds.
I think House Duran already had the freeholds. They just connected them together. Like um, maybe we can make a deal with these
With Charles,
Charles.
you know, Sir Kataris would be the one who I guarantee head up any sort of deal with that house. for use, assistance, or even advisement on how they did it.
Oh yes, it's no secret he was the one that headed all that. I think what William is suggesting is that we use that.
I actually
He's already
suggested
done all the work for us.
let's talk with the what I'm saying is let's talk with the what was the name of those people? Um, the owners of the the freeholds. Charles doesn't talk for the owners of the freeholds. The freeholds are owned by the owners.
Oh, you mean the cauldron houses?
Yeah, let's connect them together.
Well, they would charge us.
Mm, every barony can reduce their taxes for something.
From what I've been told, they don't do anything for free.
Yeah, we saw that with Charles a lot.
Charles was the one who actually said it best, I think. Hospitality always has a price.
Well, we weren't just going to let people use this trod for free, right? How would we uphold it?
Well, I was thinking that because we've been talking about it for a while this way, wouldn't it be a good gesture by the nobles to finally be giving back in that sort of way to the people?
I mean, if you would like to take your funds and just sort of, and she kind of makes the making it rain motion, but that's not sustainable for a while. It could be, the model that New York uses, where you either, I know you get a subway card, but we could also just say that taxes go towards it. You pay taxes, you use the public transit system.
Yeah.
That would work.
So in a way, still
Wonder.
involves getting paid.
But doesn't require everyone to have to pony up when they walk up to the quote unquote ticket counter.
I think if there's anyone who understands how to play the long game, as it were, it's Charles. I don't think he'd be asking for all the money up front. I think he understands what an investment is.
I think you guys make Charles a bit more than what he is at the moment because he is not ruling House Duran here. He is a knight under the county. Those people in House Duran's places are the owners of the freehold.
Well, I don't know how relevant this is, but when I was looking into that, when I was like, this is a little suspicious as to all these houses doing this thing behind our back. And by houses, I don't mean houses, I mean cauldron houses doing this behind our back. The only important information, I tried to look into the names, and turns out their names weren't actually weren't viewed as the most relevant information. It was Charles's name that was most relevant.
He has a lot of sway when it comes down to his house, and thanks to his position as a knight of the county, has been increasing that stranglehold. Um, the she's looking at her drink, sipping on it now. Not sure what to say next because she doesn't know what the English word here is.
Stranglehold is close enough.
I mean, when did it? Then it is me being who's weird because when did nobles stop being petty anyway? Not like shakes his head.
At least worth looking into, I think.
Well, he was one of the ones I was going to have to talk to when I brought this before the county eventually. For now, it's just brainstorming for ideas, and you've given me a lot to think about.
I think it would be very good if this alliance that we have with everybody means more than what it is right now, which is at the moment it's the savior and alliance. There's a lot of distrust. Maybe we can work for the good of the people by actually having a meeting.
I don't see a problem with a meeting, but distrust. I don't think that there's too much distrust going on right now. I mean, maybe on an individual level, but not between baronies.
There's just an eyebrow raise from Amber. She doesn't look accusatory, just eyebrow raise.
William looks and says, it is widely known that I don't like the system of nobles, and I stand against it. It means that a
And
lot of people
water's wet.
doesn't like me.
But you're not Brooklyn, and just as much as I'm not Manhattan, and Mariposa's not Queens.
You're wrong, actually. I am not Brooklyn, but in right, you are close to being, Manhattan. I'm an elected official. He smiles when he says, I'm an elected official.
Kind of.
Mariposa is Queens. There's no one in Queens that can tell Mariposa that she shouldn't do anything. But in Brooklyn, we cannot tell our leaders that they couldn't do those things. The people think it's wrong because we represent the people.
Okay, I can agree on Mariposa, but politically, Sebastian's Manhattan. One of the things about being a noble by dint of marriage is that it's only because I'm married to him. Were he tomorrow to lose, I don't know, lose his life and not be there, I would not be the Baroness of Manhattan for very long.
Yes.
No house and all that.
What I'm trying to say is then Sebastian is Manhattan. Mariposa is Queens. Polis is Bronx. Sam isn't Brooklyn.
You made your point.
I was serious when I said there should be more communication between places. What do we what do you think, other than communication and baronies or freeholds, do you think we need?
A Keurig.
Pardon?
We need a Keurig. We don't have a Keurig in our. Oh, maybe it's an American thing. Hold on. It's essentially a fancy coffee maker. Here. Makers. They're these guys. We don't have a Keurig in our freehold yet, and by our I mean not I don't own it. The Brooklyn freehold.
Not yet, I guess. That's the one thing I need. One thing we need the most.
I'm glad we can agree on priorities.
So do I.
And then next maybe bringing gifts to Baku, maybe. Might be tied for a second with like a personal massager.
Which I believe that Charles has underway.
He can't do that himself, can he?
No, I mean organizing the people for giving the gifts.
Ah, I understand.
He seemed pretty clear in the meeting I had with him that he was working on getting everyone together for that.
Hopefully, we will do what is best.
I'm
Actually,
sure
no.
we will.
I know we won't do what is best. I think we will do something.
Well, we'll be restoring balance. I mean, what
Balance
better
is a
outcome
lie.
could we ask for?
We can ask for more. But it's fine. It's okay. We're not here to discuss those things.
And I'm definitely misquoting someone when I say this, but if you can't do something right, then do something good.
Exactly. I don't agree with what is happening, but that doesn't mean that I want to help people. People needs to return to feeling better.
Well, again, thank you for your input. I'll be passing that along. Once I'm to have one more person I think might have some information.
For what?
Oh, about the Fae-Way system.
Oh, who?
Caldwell?
Oh, is he wait, Caldwell's a noble?
No.
You didn't
Why?
hear?
No.
He married my one true love, and now, of course, by marriage, he is a noble.
William
Surprised you
is
didn't
like
hear about it.
William is like looking like who's your what? Like like which one true love you're talking
She only
about?
has one true love, and it's Sir Carol.
I didn't knew Caldwell, like broken pieces of glass.
To
Can I
each
say
their
it's
own.
just very attractive.
I guess.
But still, he has some insight. I mean, spends a lot of time reading books. I assumed he might have picked up something knowledge about trods, or especially since he likes to travel them so much.
It's an idea.
But as for nobles, no, I'm not just asking nobles for their insight into how a freehold system might work. I'm asking anyone with mystic lore and knowledge and specialization in freeholds and trods. And once I get that information, then I'll have a more coherent idea to present to Count Leon.
Hopefully, it's going to be an amazing idea, and we will have, the best place ever in New York. As in New York, I mean.
Well, I can't imagine a better place to live, so. Amber,
Smiles.
do you have anything else you'd like to add?
Just to impress upon you both the importance of considering my proposal of a Keurig. It's very. I feel like it could be very helpful to 20 residents.
All right. And otherwise, so what about that meeting idea you had, getting everyone together?
I don't know. It will be maybe very useful, but it also maybe something is already happening behind doors, or at the same time, Leon doesn't like when something is being done without asking him, and I don't like babysitters. Except
Well, I
Amber.
mean, if everyone in the county's coming together, it would make sense for the count to be present.
Not as a
Very,
babysitter, but as a count, yes.
very quickly, I would like to just bring up the point of groupthink mentality and the dangers of bringing people into large groups. I would suggest, Alice, you seem to already be on this, but having spoken to everyone beforehand, to sort of avoid what's it? It's Charles told me about it. It's when you're in a group and group polarization. That's what it is. When you're in a group and your opinions become more and more radical because of just the fact that you're in a group.
Well, for the Fae-Way system, I'm bypassing almost all of that and just talking to the count about getting permission to work with individuals. But for communication, like, uh, William, you seem to want it like a meeting with everyone.
No, communication can be done without everyone being there. It's just now I'm thinking, like the more I think, I'm realizing the group thing can be very bad. It's weird. What should I do about this?
You must make a decision right now at this very moment.
Exactly, that's exactly what I should do.
Go make a proclamation or something. I'm sure that would not cause any problems whatsoever.
Now, when people fucks up, I make proclamations.
So I guess our next step is to fuck something up, as it were.
Yes, exactly.
Well, we're fixing things. We have some bridges here that it sounds like we'll be able to cross. Um, is there anything I can do for you, Amber?
She sort of leans forward and looks very seriously into Alice's face. Starts with a K and ends with an Urik. But also enjoy that drink.
Not going to be hard to do. It's delicious.
I don't remember making it, but I'm sure I did this morning when I was incredibly awake.
She nods her head slowly. Um, Awake. Yeah, I can believe that part.
Think we should keep the Baroness any longer?
I don't think we ask for a meeting with Baroness.
Huh?
Which Baroness?
Oh shit! Which Baroness
Yeah.
are you talking about?
Alice just face palms at that point. Well, I assume both of you are pretty busy. Um,
Ooh, okay. Yeah, I I understand now.
and thank you again for your time.
Alice, thank you again for your time as well. I apologize. I'm just tired.
It's fine. I mean, you you've become something of a spokesperson for Brooklyn, so
William kind of looks at Amber and how she takes that.
Excuse me while I roll Manip Sub. Just raised eyebrow and a smirk. Her usual expression when she's not, terribly exhausted.
Success, I don't see shit. I am not, sorry, spokesman of Brooklyn. I am a councilman of Brooklyn.
hence why I said something of. I mean, you've come out and talked to, I think, more people outside of Brooklyn lately than anyone else. Everyone else I know is doing a lot of work. So
everyone is doing stuff.
It's just nice to see you being, I guess the phrase would be diplomatic.
I was always diplomatic. What are you talking about? He smiles. I sent my sword to Isidore. That was diplomatic.
Aggressive negotiations are diplomatic, I guess, and war is technically diplomatic, but I believe the English connotation of the word implies a certain desire for, as you put it, communication.
You say so. He smiles. He still believes that he was diplomatic towards Isidore as much as he can be.
And I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to Amber, she says, motioning at her, coming by more often.
Oh, to the Manhattan baronial seat?
Or wherever, she says with a shrug. I mean, I'm here in Queens if you're ever in town.
I will keep that in mind.
And I mean, I even ran into Misha the other day, so.
Was that a pleasant experience? If you don't mind my asking.
It was good. I mean, we got a lot of information discussed about it. The Fae-Way system. She's concerned about security as well. And very concerned about putting connected trods in freeholds. So definitely something to think on.
Amber's not gonna mention that she didn't actually answer her question because she understands. She knows how questions work, so she just nods.
William looks at Amber. Are we gonna leave or are we gonna stay more?
She finishes her cup of coffee and says, I am content to stay for 59 more seconds.
Okay.
Definitely need to get Ephraim to meet you.
Who's Ephraim?
Sir Bishop of House Beaumain.
Why do you want me to meet him?
She looks at William. Not you. She nods over at Amber. Amber.
She's trying to set me up.
Wait, what? No.
The guy who orders commoners. That's what I heard.
The guy what?
The guy who orders commoners around immediately after we arrived.
Yeah, that was a incident. He and Misha did not. I don't know what happened in private. I just know they did not get off to a good start.
You know, Arcadian she. What can I say? If I was locked up and like, you know, I feel like I would be very sad if I felt like I have a divine right and I failed my divine right for 600 years. So I don't know.
Well, I have no idea what's going on in his head, really. For now, he's staying in Manhattan. And that's about it.
Hope he stops by the bar.
I am trying to encourage him to take a chance.
Take a chance?
Hmm?
Or
He's very private. You guys have a word for it. It's when you don't ever show your self, and so you're always showing your face.
huh?
You know, introverted. I think that's the word, right?
Understand
It's
what's
a
going
word.
on?
Yeah, where
Like
like the
what?
opposite of outside verted.
He just like doesn't go places.
No, it's face and self, and you guys don't have this concept in English, do you?
I don't know what's going on right now.
There's a Myers-Briggs personality type indicator that I should have you take later, William, and you'll understand introversion and extroversion.
Okay.
And my 59 seconds are up.
You gotta go.
Take care.
Nice to see you again.
Well, hopefully you'll be seeing more of me.
Hopefully.
Stay as safe as you can, Baroness.
Any noble gives you shit, let us know.
She looks at both of you, and she has this like, how do I respond to either of those statements?
Because Amber's not gonna say stay safe because like Alice is gonna just be like no.
Right. But she's thinking to herself, she wants to say thank you, but at the same time she knows she's not sure if that's what you say. And then to William, she's just thinking, really?
Yeah. William was like, hell yeah. They give you shit, like, just call me.
That's
I mean,
not.
if you're a baroness, you shouldn't burn them alive.
No, if someone says something mean to me, I'm supposed to stand there and take it, you know.
I mean, the Arcadian Way is coming around and killing people. Just so you know.
No, I mean, no, definitely no.
Yes, that's what they did in accordance for.
Right,
Arcadian
but
Way is
defeat
coming
the right to
around.
life.
They don't agree. They kill you. The right of life didn't matter in accordance for him.
Well, Charles and I disagree on things. He hasn't murdered me yet.
Charles is Charles. He's extremely different. Like he is the most different guy I ever saw as an Arcadian she.
Well, maybe
Don't
it's
tell him I
spreading.
said this. Don't tell him I said
Oh,
this.
no, I'm totally telling him. I'm gonna be like, William says you're the best human being ever.
That's exactly what I fucking said, though. Yeah.
I totally will tell him and break our confidentiality and spread it all over the internet.
The internet is good. Arcadian sheep parts are the best.
I don't know how to respond to that. So, I'll see you both later.
See you later.
All right. Good stopping point. So, if there's no objections,
Nope.
Nope.
very well then. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. And so concludes another section of the Living World of Darkness, Changeling 20th Anniversary Edition.